I hope you all can remember the rules we had discussed in our previous class. Now we will be learning more new rules today. Okay, here you can see uh, association and example. Okay, so you all know which are yes no questions and which are open ended question and which are uh, descriptive type answers, which type of questions we will have to give descriptive answers, you all know. So yes no questions are those which we can which can be answered by yes or no. So suppose, are you happy? So we can either say yes or no, right? So these are yes no questions. And in association with yes no questions, rising tone is used. Let me give you an example here, and you can also see the arrow sign, right? So here this arrow signifies rising tone. Okay, and today we will also discuss about difference between stress and intonation. Okay, what is stress, what is intonation, and we will also do practice. So listen to me carefully. So I am going to pronounce this sentence. Are you happy? Are you happy? Here I am using rising tone, right? Okay, so do you want to share any other example of yes no questions? Do you want to share any other example of yes no questions? No. Okay, let me give you some other examples. Yes, Anuj. Um, Anuj, please don't write. Just speak in the class. Then all others will be able to hear you. So you can share. Anuj is writing. Do you live in India? Yes, no questions. Very good. So we should use rising tone regarding yes no questions. Are you happy? Do you live in India? Do you like tea? Do you like tea? Are you happy? Okay, so rising tone is used here. Tone is here pitch, So while giving stress, we emphasize on some particular words, right, or syllables. But regarding intonation, our tone is rising, right? Our pitch of the voice is rising. We are not giving emphasis on any particular syllables or words. Our tone is rising. So here is the difference between stress and intonation. you have to figure out, right? Now, statement of a number. Regarding the statement of a number, rising tone is also used. Here you can see is an example of phone number, okay, and the last digit in the last digit falling tone is used, and the rest rising tone, like 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 6 5 6 7. So while we pronounce the last digit, we are using falling tone, and while we pronounce the rest digit, that is 1 2 3 4 5 6 5 6 7. So our tone is rising here, and the last digit falling tone. Okay. Now request, apology and sorrow. While expressing our emotions like request, apology or sorrow, we always use rising tone, like please sit down. I repeat, please sit down. Here I am using rising tone. Next, okay Anuj. Now complaint and dissatisfaction. While expressing our dissatisfaction or while complaining, we should use rising tone, like you didn't post the letter, you didn't post the letter. Here I am expressing dissatisfaction, right? So I should use rising tone. You didn't post the letter, you didn't do that. So this is how. The next one is WH question showing politeness. Yes. How is your father? How is your father? Here we are asking about the well-being of the person's father, and we are showing politeness, right? So how is your father? Rising tone again. Yes Anuj, this is WH question. Well, all the WH questions, regarding all the WH questions, we should not use rising tone. Here we are saying that WH questions which shows politeness, then we can use rising tone. There are so many other WH questions also, okay, where we should use falling tone, and we will also discuss those type of questions. And in our previous class we had discussed that the questions there are so many questions of which the answers we don't know, like when we don't know the answer of some questions, then we should use falling tone, and sometimes we know the answer, right, then we can use rising tone. When we know the answer, then we use rising tone, like are you tired? And when we don't know the answer, like what do you like most? What do you like most? We don't know the answer, then we should use falling tone. Now, falling tone, there are some other rules also, and we will also discuss. regarding commands. Yes. What happened, Akash?
मैम डोंट टॉक मैम ये हो सकता है कि नहीं मैम कमांड्स में
Don't talk. Oh, yes, yes. It is an example of command,
डोंट टॉक
of
बैक
course.
किया है
Definitely, yes.
यस मैम कमांड्स और स्टेटमेंट बोथ आर इक्विवेलेंट और मैम बोथ आर डिफरेंट
Commands or? Yes, Akash, commands?
स्टेटमेंट कमांड क्वेश्चन और स्टेटमेंट मैम बोथ आर इक्विवेलेंट और डिसिमिलर मैम
No, statements are not commands actually. Statements like assertive sentences, which will, yes, this will convey meaningful some message, some meaningful message, but these are not commands. Statements like, suppose I don't like tea, or I like to read book, but this is not a command, right? This is simply an example of assertive sentence, or you can say statement. So statement and commands are not equivalent.
ओके
Now commands. So we should use falling tone regarding commands. Let me give you an example. Okay. So falling tone. Shut the door. Shut the door. So we are using falling tone here. We are not saying like shut the door. No, shut the door. So here we are using falling tone. Regarding invitation also, we should use falling tone. And we had discussed in our previous class, like while giving suggestions we should use falling tone. So this is like this is like that. Suggestions here also. Why don't you come and dine with me? Why don't you come and dine with me? Why don't you go for a walk? Why don't you come and take lunch with us? So all are examples of suggestions or invitation. And regarding suggestions and invitation, we should use falling tone. And I want to say again, I want to say again that intonation is very flexible, and you can also use rising tone here while giving suggestions or invitation. Generally, we should use a falling tone, but you can also use rising tone while giving suggestions if necessary. Now, exclamation. What a lovely flower! What a lovely flower! Here you can see we are putting stress and we are using intonation also. We are using both at the same time, stress and intonation. Here in the syllable love, here two syllables in the word lovely. We can divide this word into two syllables, right? Lovely. So two syllabic, that is disyllabic words. Okay. So it is an example of disyllabic word, and we are putting stress on love, not ly, right? Because we should not put stress on suffixes and prefixes. We always should put stress on the root word or original word. So here we should put stress on the word love. What a lovely flower! Here we are putting stress on love, and we are using falling tone also at the same time. What a lovely flower. So we are using falling tone here. And suppose you were surprised to see the flower, and while being surprised you should use rising tone. We had discussed in our previous class. And if you are not surprised, then you can use falling tone here. Tag questions, yes. Which is tag question? Tag questions are, questions of affirmation. That is, we want to confirm. When we want to confirm something, then we use tag questions like tomorrow is Sunday, isn't it? Here, isn't it is tag question. We want to confirm whether tomorrow is Sunday or not. So, tag questions are for confirmation. Okay. So, tomorrow is Sunday, isn't it? Here, we should always use falling tone regarding tag questions. Tomorrow is Sunday, isn't it? Isn't it? So, falling tone is used here. Okay. Now we will move forward to our practice section, but before that, let me repeat all the rules again. Whatever rules we had discussed in our previous class and whatever we have learned in our today's class, we have to repeat those again. Okay, all of you tell me all the rules we have discussed today or in our previous class. Let me. All of you participate in the class.
Ma'am.
Yes, Akash.
Ma'am.
Yes, Akash.
Ma'am, in exclamatory question, ma'am, exclamatory
Exclamation.
mark, ma'am, is hello.
Yes, Akash.
Ma'am, am I
I can
audible?
hear you. Yes, yes.
Ma'am, in formal writing, ma'am, exclamatory mark, ma'am, is used or not, ma'am? In
It sound
exclamatory
come
question.
out. Okay, Akash, please speak a little louder. Regarding exclamation, you have any doubt, right? So please
Yes,
repeat.
ma'am.
Yes.
In
So
ma'am formal writing, ma'am, how can we write, ma'am, exclamation question?
in your formal writing.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then do you know narration? Indirect sentences,
Yes, ma'am.
direct speech and indirect speech. Yes, you can write indirectly. If suppose some says this if this is a speech and if it is written within quotation, then you can write it indirectly. Or actually, what is your query? How can you write in exclamatory sentence if
Formal writing, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. In formal writing.
formal writing? Okay. Yes. Then in formal writing, if you want to write exclamatory sentences, then you can use some expressions of exclamations like amazed or surprised, or some words which will express your emotions. You can write
Ma'am,
like,
some word, ma'am.
yes, some words which will express your emotions, like suppose um wonders, amazed, surprised. So these are the words. Okay, you can also tell me some examples. What do you want to write? Then I will convert it and I will tell you how to write. At first, tell me some examples which you want to write in formal writing.
Ma'am, he exclaimed, "What a fantastic house you have!"
We exclaim.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we exclaim, what a fantastic
What a fantastic house you have!
you have. You have.
Yes, yes, ma'am. You have.
We we exclaim and you have. Okay. And you have to write it. Okay, it is just a simple, you can convert it into indirect sentence and you can write it. At first, convert it into indirect speech. It's very simple. You have to convert it into indirect speech and you have to write. And
Yes,
if you
ma'am.
don't and if you don't want to convert it, then you can write some words which will express your emotions.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any other confusion?
Ma'am,
Yes, Anuj.
ma'am, I have a problem. Like while requesting or giving command, if
Yes.
you like when I am giving, yeah, I am requesting someone to do some work and I am using rising tone, so it will be good or bad. Like
Yes,
if I
it
am
may sound offensive, right? Yes, Anuj, I can
yes,
understand.
ma'am.
Actually, it is really confusing. But listen to me carefully. How I am going to pronounce. See, we should not say like shut the door. No, shut the door. Even if I am angry, okay, I'm not in suppose I am angry, okay, I don't have cool composure, still you have to maintain your poise and you have to say shut the door. That means what? I am giving command, but I should use falling tone here. Shut the door. Even if I am angry, I have to say shut the door. Falling tone. And requesting, suppose, please sit down. Please sit down. Here you can also here you can also see the arrow here. That means the tone is rising after the word sit, right? So please sit down. Please sit down. Pass the cup, please. Here the tone is rising, right? So you have to say in a way that should not sound offensive. You have to be polite. You should express politeness and not even request, also apology. While expressing some apology or while expressing your sorrow or while requesting someone, we should use rising tone. Anuj, you are very good. You have expressed your confusion. It's really confusing, but we have to figure out what's the difference. Our tone is rising or falling. please sit down, please sit down, please sit down. So our tone is rising here after the word sit, right? And you can also find the arrow is after the word sit. So our tone is rising here. It is okay. It is the rule. And again, I am telling that intonation is very flexible. Suppose you say that please sit down. Here I am using falling tone. Please sit down. Please sit down. Here we are using rising tone. Please sit down. Here we are using falling tone. Both are correct. It's not that if you use falling tone it is incorrect. No, it is rule that regarding request, apology or sorrow we should use rising tone, but we can also use falling tone here because intonation is flexible. From the very beginning of the class I have told that intonation is flexible. You can use intonation accordingly. Wherever it required. So it is a general rule. You can change it if necessary. But generally it is said like, please sit down. Our tone is rising here. And shut the door. Shut the door. Here our tone is falling. Generally what happen? Regarding commands, we always use rising tone, right? Give it to me. Shut the door. Don't go into the sun. Here we always use rising tone. But actually regarding commands, we should use falling tone. We should say it firmly, but the tone should be falling. Okay, let me repeat the rules again. Anjan is saying something. Anjan, you can say it in the class. Please clear your doubts. If you have any doubt, all are welcome to share your doubt. So Anjan is saying that, but in the commands, if I will use the falling tone, then nobody will take my command seriously. On that case, I think I have to use the rising tone. Actually, who is saying Anjan? Anjan, you have to say it firmly, but the tone should be falling. Like if you say, shut the door. Shut the door. The tone is falling here. We are not saying like shut the door. No. We are saying shut the door. Here you have to say firmly, but the tone should be falling. Yes, it is the rule, but you can use sometimes you can use rising tone also while giving commands if required. Intonation is flexible, but this is the rule actually. You can follow the native speakers of English, they always use falling tone while giving commands. Whatever rules we have discussed, actually these are all according to standard English usage. These are all regarding how the native speakers are using, native speakers of English.
Ma'am, when we are giving orders, then we should use rising tone, na?
Yes, actually, while giving orders, we should use rising tone. But here, as I have told you, these are the rules according to the standard English usage. Now you can change it if required, because intonation is flexible. Yes, while giving orders, we should use rising tone. I agree with you.
So we can either use falling tone or rising tone.
While giving orders.
There is no rule fixed.
While
While
giving orders.
commands are also like orders.
Yes, yes, of
Yes, ma'am.
course. Yes, of course. So you can use it. Well, my suggestion is you should give orders. Suppose you want to follow standard English usage and you want to follow all the pronunciation, all the intonation patterns and stress how the native speakers are using, then what you can do is you have to convey your message firmly, as I have told. While giving orders, you have to say, very firmly, but the tone should be falling if you want to follow them. And if you want to use rising tone, if you are also correct, you are also correct if you want to use rising tone, because we the Indian speakers always use rising tone while giving orders. We are habituated with this kind of intonation pattern. Actually, this is the rule. While giving orders or commands, you have to use falling tone. This is the rule actually. Whatever I have written here, these are all according to standard English usage. It's not my imagination. These are all rules according to standard English usage. Now, intonation is flexible if necessary, so you can use rising tone also.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, in WH question, ma'am, quantity is, ma'am, mentioned or not, ma'am?
In WH questions, yes.
Yes,
Quantity.
ma'am. Countable, that means countable, ma'am, is used or not, ma'am, in WH question?
What are you telling, Akash?
Ma'am, I have given some example, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, how much money do you have? That's like, ma'am, how many cars are there in that, ma'am, WH question, ma'am, is or not? This,
Yes, these are WH questions. Of
ma'am,
course.
countable? Yes, ma'am.
We will also discuss, we have WH questions, interrogative sentences and all in our syllabus. So we can arrange some class and discuss all the things. We have, we have so many topics yet to discuss, like phrases and clauses, WH questions, modal verbs, and how to structure a sentence. These topics are still there. We have to discuss all the topics. So we can discuss in our next class about WH questions and all, how to structure a sentence. Okay, then all the doubts will be cleared. These are WH questions, definitely. Okay, so let me repeat all the rules again, then we will go to practice. We will move forward to our next section, that is practice. Here, stress and then intonation. Now tell me all the rules. Regarding questions, when we know that when we know the answer of the question, then we can use rising tone, and when we don't know the answer, we can use falling tone. Regarding new ideas, we can use rising tone. Regarding regarding old ideas, we can use rising tone. Regarding new ideas, we can use falling tone. Okay. And while giving suggestions, we can use falling tone. While giving comments, we can use rising tone. While expressing our doubts, we can use rising tone. While showing that we are really surprised, we can use also rising tone. So these are roles, and whatever we have discussed today regarding yes no questions, statement of a number, request, apology or sorrow, complaint or dissatisfaction, WH questions which are showing politeness, regarding all these we can use rising tone. And regarding commands, invitation, exclamation, tag questions, we can use falling tone. Okay. And the most important point is intonation is flexible. You can change it accordingly. Now we will start our practice. At first we will practice stress, then we will go to intonation. Here you can see a passage which you have to at first read, and then you have to put stress on words, on proper words wherever required. Now at first read the passage very carefully, then I will ask you to read with proper stress. I hope you all can remember all the rules regarding stress. Read the passage carefully at first. Because you have to understand the meaning of the passage at first. Only then you can put stress on proper words.